All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And there's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the Elder Taza Pa as well. And the Wadi How Bashim Awashai for once again another week, another Thursday, be able to bring out this news, man. In which, what, we got a few things to touch on. Before we get into it, Elder Taza Pa, do you have anything?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, con. But yeah, hey, again, the Wadi How Bashim Awashai, for another opportunity to come and bring forth this news, which is a lot going on in the world. As always, some things major, some things it will be considered minor, but it's all beneficial to the prophecies. These last few prophecies that got left. But tonight we got a three topics we'll touch on. Again, as we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, because it's hot news, and as we see Esau building a case to shut down free speech. I know a couple of weeks ago we highlighted how in the UK you had people getting locked up because of what they said about immigrants on social media. You had people getting locked up. Now in America, you got them making a point of controlling all social media sites because of hate speech and persuading people to do terroristic activity. But nevertheless, now it's reached global, and that's one thing we'll talk about today is that it ain't just the UK and America that's trying to shut down free speech, but all the world is on the same page. Everybody on the same page, remember, and that's the beautiful thing about being in the know of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Even with Putin, in Russia the last couple of weeks, how the Tazapar, myself will touch on that it ain't just that Putin been a rebel to the world and to America. No, it's all according to the plan. That's it. He ain't on the plan too. So now we see, according to the Bible, it will be or should I say, the heathen nations are pushing for a one world government. And that's according to Bible prophecy. But now we seeing these things, how all the nations are starting to agree on this free speech topic. Why? Because truth is going out. And they all got the same agenda at the end of the day. So we'll touch on that a little bit. They got people pulling up to houses, asking about what you put on social media. Also this article with Klaus Schwab saying how we're about to go into a systematic transition, which again, that's according to prophecy. We're going to a digital system. And we'll end it off with this thing called Operation Lockstep, which this was one of the plans or scenarios in the Rockefeller Foundation Rockefeller Foundation from a document in 2010. And when you read this document, we pretty much at the last stage, phase 3. We're in phase 3, unless they're gonna, run it back, But so we'll hop into it. If Elder Taza Pop, the floor is yours. You got some, whatever you got. You got it.
No, you good, brother.
Con. So we can hop into it. So this from naturalnews.com. Now this was put out yesterday. So it's hot off the presses. So it says breaking news. International governments are criminalizing free speech through global coordination. So see, they taking it to the next step. It ain't just the UK, it ain't just America, it ain't just because you said something about immigrants, but all the world is getting on the same page, which further proves, for example, when the scripture says that the hour of temptation shall come upon all the world, he calls of all, everybody will have to get down with this plan, man. I read a little bit of it. It says, in a chilling assault on free speech, let me blow it up some more. So it says, in a chilling assault on free speech, governments and shadowy organizations are secretly collaborating to silence dissent and criminalize those who dare to question the official narrative. And who the main ones? The prophets. It says exposed the secret global plot to silence and criminalize dissent in a chilling assault on free speech. Newly obtained documents reveal how international governments are collaborating, right? Are collaborating to silence dissent and criminalize those who dare to question the official narrative. Spearheaded by the Biden and Harris administration in the US and the Counter Disinformation Unit, or the CDU, in the UK. These revelations highlight a disturbing global effort to suppress free speech and control the flow of information. You see? You got it.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
Kind of, I was about to get a quick precept. I think it's in Isaiah 59.
What did it say?
I think how it go, not the one when it says it might be make a man an offender for a word, but
okay.
I think I'm mixing two up. It's either that one or when it says I can't think of it. You gotta do it other times.
I read it Isaiah chapter 29, verse 21. Let me see here. I'm gonna start at 20. Well, verse 19. All right. So Isaiah chapter 29, verse 19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. All right, and this is pursuing to the elect. All right, the meek are the elect. They that rejoice in the Holy One of Israel are the elect. Because you look at the state of the world, and the people in the world are not in the least bit concerned with the scriptures or what the scriptures are talking about, especially these Christians. You see, these Christians, they want their dogma and their motivational speeches and music, and they good. They don't want the substance of this Bible, all right? And the substance is what you need for your salvation. They want the facade. Speaking about these Christians, they want the facade of the gospel and not the substance of the gospel. But the elect, they're the ones that's going to be praising and rejoicing in the Holy One of Israel. All right, so verse 20 says, for the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reprove it in the gate, and turn aside the jest for a thing of naught. All right, so this is becoming the status quo of the entire world. Edomite elite, all right. It's a famine of the word being manufactured. All right, so they're persecuting people about what they post, dealing with what they say. And in America, our rights to free speech supposed to be protected by the Constitution. But all of the rights are being corroded of the citizens. They're being taken away. And it's not just here in America, but worldwide. But I'm saying here in America, our free speech is supposed to be protected by the Constitution. And then even above that, you know, we have the God-given right to speak truth as Hebrew Israelites. All right. And speaking truth is what we're going to do. So what the Edomites are going to do, they're going to put in legislation pursuant to Isaiah the 10th chapter, you know, bring out the grievousness which they have prescribed, to make a man an offender for a word. It's going to be legislation put out. As you see, people being persecuted, law enforcement showing up at their door just for something that they said or posted, something they may have, typed. And see, this is why you want to be on the right side with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, because if you speak in truth, at least the Most High will have your back as a Hebrew Israelite, if you're the elect. But you out here, you're talking crazy, and then your doctrine ain't even correct. You won't have a leg to stand on. But yeah, we see, as this, this kingdom is coming to a close, this Edomite rulership coming to a close, that they're getting ready to roll out more and more of that draconian legislation. All right. And free speech is just one of the areas that they're going to attack. All right. They're going to take away your right to bear arms, which is your God-given right to defend yourself. Everyone has an inalienable right to defend themselves. However means, if it's a fully automatic, semi-automatic, AK-47, AK-147, whatever you got, as long as you ain't, you're not assaulting people, I guess, doing wickedness with your weapon. If you using it for self-defense, you got the right to defend yourself. But this man wants to take away all of your God-given rights, the rights that we was given as men and as women. So that's what's coming. Again, Isaiah 29, verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Who reproves in the gate? The prophets, the men of the Lord. All right. This is why the world as a whole, for the most part, they don't like Great Millstone. Because Great Millstone reprove and rebuke it in the gate. And it says, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And all this is getting ready to happen. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, when you look at Amos chapter 5, verse 10, it says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Right. It's an assault on truth. It's an assault on righteousness. Wicked is making his last stand to try to take over the world. And only thing standing between wickedness and this one world order is the prophets and this word. It's the word of the Most High, which is brought by the prophets. All right, that's the only way to combat what's going on in the world, is by way of prophecy. That's the only way to stop what's going on, is to go out and prophesy. Yeah, will you get locked up? Maybe. Will you lose your life? Maybe. Would you rather live in a dystopian, nightmarish type of society? Which the Most High ain't gonna let that happen. But just to pose I guess kind of a rhetorical question. Nobody wants to live under constant control and surveillance. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants that. And so what you see is more and more people speaking out now. More and more truth, more and more evidence is coming out now. All right, and people speaking up, just like this election taking place here in the U.S. Jay starting to wake up, you know, and they going on YouTube, going on social media, and they putting their 2 cents out there. So it is what it is. But anyway, brother, you got it.
Con, I read this in the NLT real quick. Amos 9 and Amos 5 and 10. How you hate honest judges and how you despise people who tell the truth. And that's ultimately what it boils down to. I got one more. Revelation 12 and 17. It says, in the dragon, which the dragon is mainly Esau Edom by way of his system. But it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman being Israel. Now the elder said that the biggest threat to this man's society, to this world, is truth. It's truth. Like Apostle Paul said, you could bound me up, but the word of the Most High is not bound. Ultimately, if Esau do cut the prophet's YouTube pages off, it's not that he stopped the word. No, the word did what it had to do. The ones who heard it was sealed and they good now. Revelation 7, now the Lord could bring forth the plagues. So it's not that he's stopping the word. He's not doing nothing to the word, but Esau know this is the only thing that could bring forth an end to his society. It's truth, because we speaking our you got something?
No, you're right.
Because we speaking our Lord into existence. Again, Matthew 24, and it's Yahweh's prophecy. He said, when this gospel of the kingdom is preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, a witness is somebody who's seen something or heard something. The world have seen or heard this Israelite truth. What the Lord said next, then what? Then shall the end come. By I don't want to say mere words, but by these powerful words, it brought forth the end of the world. And that's why Esau is, as the end of this verse is going to say, he going to come after those who got the truth, man, the testimony. Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and what? And have the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach, the ones who got the truth. That's what Esau want. So when we go back to this article again, as the elder just said, it's not just that it's the UK and you got it.
All right, no, just real quick, that testimony is the very spirit of prophecy. So, right, that's what they hate. But go ahead.
That's right. Now, as the elder said, it's not just in the UK that they locking up people for free speech, or that they trying to do it in America. It's global now. Everybody getting on point. So, and I mind you, as we go on in this article, it's starting with the free speech. It's starting with free speech first. They got to cut that off first. Then they could bring forth, as Klaus Schwab gonna say, a systematic transformation. Everybody shut up now. Everybody shut up. Stop telling our secrets. Now he gonna want to what? Take the world to a digital system. And that's go enter into Operation Lockstep, digital IDs. So it's clearly, if a brother want to post, we're not ignorant of Satan devices. But let's finish reading this article. I'm gonna read the header again in case some just came in. So this from Natural News from yesterday. It says, breaking: international governments are criminalizing free speech through global coordination. New files expose the plot. Oh, Elder Taza Pa, while you was reading that Amos, it said make those offenders for a word, right? That's what it actually said in its title. That the FBI are trying to intimidate free speech offenders. So that scripture is true.
That was Isaiah 29 and 21.
Okay, calm. The water. Calm. But let's hop back into the article. So it says expose the secret global plot to silence and decriminalize dissent. We read that already. Let's jump down. So it says the DCMS, which is the Cross Department Counter Disinformation Unit. So when you see articles that says fact checkers and all that, they got units for that. Disinformation, they got people set up to say, no, that ain't real. It says the DCMS-led Counter Disinformation Unit works across department boundaries and is mandated to provide the most comprehensive picture possible about the extent, scope, and impact of disinformation during times of heightened risk by bringing all the relevant information into one place. We've previously stood up an operational response to counter disinformation during 2019 EU elections, 2019 UK general elections, and the UK development in the election of May this year. I'm gonna jump down. It says the new files uncovered through America's first legals Freedom of Information Act FOIA request show how the U.S. government, check this out, look who all in on it, show how the U.S. government and the UK governments in partnership with powerful non-governmental organizations or NGOs like the Center for Countering Digital Hate, and look who else, and international bodies like NATO and the G7 have formed a global alliance to label and criminalize dissent. Let's look up this word dissent. Dissent means, quick Google definition, dissent, the expression or holding of opinions at variance with those previously, commonly, or officially held. So in other words, you got different thoughts from what the government taught you. Speaking against it. So going back to it, it says, so the US, the UK, non-governmental organizations, that's your what they gave one, but that's what's the dude name the Tazapa who got all these secret organizations. I know he sent a couple of groups out like during the George Floyd protests. Oh, it's an old Edomite. He be having these different organizations.
Oh, you talking about Soros?
Soros. Yup. Different NGOs like that. Different groups, different things that these so-called lower level elites set up and make it seem like beneficial organizations. No, it's all BS, man. But look who all in there. The US, the UK, non-governmental organizations, and international bodies like NATO and the G7. So when they have these G7 meetings, NATO meetings, what you think they talking about? It says this global coordination is not just theoretical, but has already manifested through big tech censorship, like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It says legal frameworks like the UK Online Safety Act of 2023 and government pressure on social media platforms to now check this out. Start over. Government pressure on social media platforms to deplatform individuals who challenge dominant narratives, especially those relating to health policies and the juice. Now, again, it ain't just these Edomites. Who are the main people coming against the belief that this government pushed out? The prophets, man. The prophets. That's the first ones they go try to criminalize. Yahweh Shai even gave us an example. Revelation 2 and 10. They go try to throw us in a jail for these things. We'll go to the next article. They pulling up the people's houses for that. So let's see if we got a little more. I read this. It says, these revelations should alarm everyone who values free speech and civil liberties, as they outline a sophisticated and systematic effort to deplatform and silence dissent worldwide. From the rise of AI-driven censorship systems to the targeting of specific individuals. Remember what it was a couple years ago? It felt like every brother in Great Millstone was getting their videos flagged, their pages deleted, like in 2019. Brothers had to make buku backups. Brothers had to go to Rumble and Odyssey. Right, specific individuals. You was about to say something?
No. I was saying Khan.
It says from the rise of AI-driven censorship systems to the, and this AI stuff today at my job. Now, Elder Tazapa, you know what I do for my job, in sales and stuff, but it got this system to where if we get a layout, well, it's but if we get a layout, all we got to do is kind of snip the layout and just upload it to this AI website. And I mind you, our boss brought this to us, and they do the whole thing for us. And it's just from mere like just words that AI sees, so on and so forth. It triggers certain things in the system. The point I bring that up is because just words like if we say Yahweh Bashimi Hawashai, the MOTB, the juice, the C-hip, certain things like that trigger the AI systems, or what these Edomites say, certain things against the government, and that's going to highlight your profile, man. Ultimately, that's what the AI stuff do. They listening to voice, all that stuff. They don't need people to do it, but I continue. It says from the rise of AI-driven censorship systems to the targeting of specific individuals, like the so-called disinformation dozen, this global crackdown represents an unprecedented threat to open discourse. And again, you see it says the UK, the US, along with 20 powerful nations, have orchestrated global effort to suppress dissent under the guise of combating disinformation. So when they say disinformation, they just trying to take away your free speech, man. But I'm gonna put that in the chat. You got something on that one, Elder Tazapar?
No, you got it.
Come. Hey, and Shalom to all the Akim Akwath who may be tuning in, y'all, by Shemal Shabrakathum.
Shalom.
Come, brother's getting busy. Come, we're gonna hit the next one. Brother's got some good precepts. We're gonna hit this next article though. So continuing on this free speech crackdown. Now we ain't gonna stand this one long, but this from Natural News as well, put out yesterday as well. It says caught on camera. A United Nations legal officer reveals globalist orgs or organizations goal of becoming a world government. Now, in this article, you had this guy who worked for the UN. Now, you had this other person who had an undercover camera talking to him, which again, these things could be undercover and they can say we got him, or it could be planned just to get the information out. Who cares? It's out. But what he going into, just to back up this, if all the world, now, how is all the world agreeing on free speech shutdown when they so-called don't agree? Why is America and Russia agreeing all of a sudden? You know, Ukraine agreeing to, and Israel, everybody agreeing. But to show you what they putting on the news, that's all just a smoke screen, man. But now it's
No, you got it.
Now it says the UN says that they have a goal of becoming a world government. Is this not leading to Revelation 3, Revelation 13? But let's read a little bit of it. It says an official at the globalist United Nations has revealed the organization's ultimate goal of becoming this reminds me of Job. Not when he is about to fill his belly. How I said in Job 2. Salakia. In the fullness of his sufficiency.
Okay.
Yeah, in the fullness of his sufficiency, right here, the ultimate goal. That's ultimately what they're saying. The peak of their plan. In the fullness of Esau's sufficiency, it says the organization's ultimate goal of becoming a world government with the revelation have been caught on video. That's the ultimate plan, man. He calls of all. So we got a little clip. You can't really hear it because I guess they like in a sitting somewhere in a restaurant. But I'll try to play a little bit of it. Let me turn up the mic. Let's see. And if not, they got the words right here, you know, on what he said. We ain't gonna stand this one too long. I'm gonna throw all this in the chat. But let's play a little bit. I'm gonna skip it up to like 3. I think I took a screenshot earlier. The timestamp. Hold on. All right, like 3:50.
This institution, which is the close.
Oh, and 2, what he's saying is highlighted at the bottom in yellow. If you can't hear him, so I'm gonna play it back a little bit. Blow it up. And he going into how they don't want Trump in office. They need Kamala because her plans agree with everybody get down, so on and so forth.
Yeah, because I remember her.
We are terrified. They're terrified. They create this institution, which is the closest we've ever got to kind of like a world world government.
The world
The closer we got to a world government, when he was about to fill his belly,
government,
world
like,
state.
like a one world government.
Exactly.
So is globalism one of the goals for the UN?
Absolutely. It's to create a space for also the creation of a consciousness of a species, of a planet, of an identity as a planet. One of the objectives of the UN is to create an identity of a global citizen.
Of a global citizen?
Yes, of someone who shares an identity, a political identity with everybody on this planet.
Is that known though that the UN wants, that that's one of the goals of the UN?
Yes, and I get it. That is annoying for people that are ultra-nationalists, but it's a threat to the absolute power of the United States.
Why?
Because they don't want an institution over the U.S. telling the U.S. what to do. The United States pays 27% of the total budget of the United Nations. For example, say that the United Nations creates.
and what he's saying too, because he could sound like, well, America ain't on it. He just said America provides 27% of what he said. 27% of the total budget to the UN. So they all in on it, man. But what he said, the point is they want to create a one world government where everybody is one. And that's another thing he started trying to do, take away nationality. You know, as if everybody just won. If you got some other types of power?
Yeah, I got the Job.
Okay, Khan, now you got it.
So Job chapter 20, verse 19. It says, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. So you want to go into it?
Khan, yeah, right. That's the point, is going into the wicked. We in the time that he about to lose everything that this man have gained. Because how he gained it was by rape, robbing, and murder, and wasn't the right way. But the Lord said that at the time that you thought you was about to fulfill your plan, in other words, modern terms, your NWO, a new world order, that's when the Lord was going to bring you down, man. That's when it was going to make things difficult for you. And now we're seeing things are becoming difficult for Esau because now his plans are laid out in front of the world to see. The citizens fighting back already before we get to it. And who knows how it's going in these meetings. They're not getting along. You know? Who know? Hey, look, ain't no telling what type of dreams these elites having. But as they thinking they about to fulfill this new world order, things will get more difficult for them. And now we see the reason they want to shut off free speech.
Exactly.
You got other types of power?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, let's not forget, verse 19 tells you why. Because he hath oppressed and had forsaken the poor. And the poor are the same wicked in verse 22. The Israelites. All right. And you go into that word wicked, it means the sufferers, all right, or the laborers. And who are the poor? All right. And I just stated the Israelites, but you know, when you poor, you suffering. You know, the workers or the laborers of this, you know, this corporation, they're poor. I'm talking about those that got to get up and go clock into somebody's job. You poor. You know, you ain't got a quarter to half a meal at least in your bank account. You poor. All right. Most of us Hebrew Israelites, the majority, we live in either at or below the poverty line. You know? And so, right, again, Job 20:19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not, you know, and you can look at America. You know, Gad was here, you know, and all Gadites weren't living in teepees and huts. America had all the shit, I put it this way, that Esau has implemented. Esau did not come up with or institute any of, you know, the whole democratic system and this whole society. It was just stolen. It was just stolen. Yeah, by Esau's history, he tell you he come over here and it was just savages, and he had to subdue the savages and then give us what you call it, he had to give us civilization, had to civilize us. No, the Gadites, the Reubenites, the Ishkarites, all of the northern kingdom had civilization. Look at the Incas, look at the Mayans.
Mm-hmm.
They had advanced civilizations, even Gad and Reuben were civilized. This devil just came and do what St. John chapter 10, verse 10 told us. The thief came not, but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And I believe that's how it goes. But going back, all right, in verse 20, it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, all right? Meaning he's not going to get to enjoy or get that satisfaction, all right? It's like you eat a good meal, you know, when it's delicious, it satisfies your soul. That's what Esau is trying to do. He's trying to satisfy his soul on the entire world. But the Most High said, he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Let me see for it. Give me that. Okay, it's not. All right, so yeah, and then verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. All right. Because the Lord is coming back to destroy this devil and his works. All right. You can't just get rid of this man. You got to destroy his works. So shall none of his meat be left. All right. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. All right, because he gonna lose it. And nobody gonna be concerned with this devil here real soon. You know, and in the full verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And you just went into that. You know, they catching hell. Now they got to tackle this free speech thing. You know, here in the U.S. Now it's worldwide, it's global. But they got to deal with the U.S. They got to deal with the Second Amendment here in the U.S. You know? So, yeah, he's in straits, meaning a position of difficulty. Things are not going his way. Things are not running smoothly as he would like. He's hitting all kinds of snags and potholes and speed bumps and all kinds of obstacles in his path. So it says, every hand of the wicked, every hand of the sufferers, or the laborers, those who have suffered at the hand of this man, which first and foremost, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's us. All right. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right. Trying to fill his belly, trying to satisfy his soul. So yeah, you got it out.
Con. So we'll play this last or read this last article. It's a quick read for the portion of free speech. Now this was put out today, a couple hours ago, from Natural News. Again, it says people with the FBI, but not real agents. So you just got people pulling up. And Elder read this verse earlier. It says trying to intimidate free speech offenders with home visits. So they actually making men offenders for what they saying, and they turn into the chief pull-up boys. They turn into the pull-up boys. They pulling up at people's house. And this in America. This not in China somewhere. This in America. And I don't know what state. I don't think it said. I ain't read the whole article. I just played the video. Oh, it's in Florida. No, that's in what that say? Massachusetts, Mississippi. You know what that license plate is?
I don't see it. Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Anybody know?
Yeah, it look like Florida,
Yeah.
but I can't tell.
So we'll run through this real quick. So, but this further prove. Oh, I found that precept, Isaiah 59. Isaiah 59 and verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. It's the point. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So a man who depart from this world and speaking truth, they go come after you, man. They will come after you. It says, shit, after us. We the main ones in the whole world. We the main ones. Esau won't, as crazy as that sound, men on the corners of the street speaking with garments on. We the main threat to this, not just America, to the world. And we don't got no type of weapons.
That's right. All you gotta do is read Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter.
Yep. They go right into it. Man, and that's to tell you, and look, so hey, Elder Taza Podcast in Wisdom of Solomon 2, it was going to the meetings that these wickeds have amongst themselves, right? And remember, it said right here in this article, the US, the UK, and 20 powerful nations, also NATO, G7, and other non-governmental organizations. So when they actually have these meetings, who the topic of discussion? The prophets, as the elder just quoted, Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. The scriptures also said they have reached into the gates of the nobles, man.
Yeah, we're really the reason why they're losing sleep. It's really the prophecy, or the prophecies, plural, and the prophets.
So let's read a little bit, and I'm gonna play the quick video. It says a defender of the Constitution by the name of Jeremy Kaufman was paid a visit the other day by 2 men claiming to be from the FBI, but who refused to show official identification as proof, who were apparently there to bully him over what? Over a social media post. Let's just go ahead and play the video. I'm gonna put it in the chat so y'all can read the article. Make sure you can hear it. Okay,
Hey, how can I help you?
Hey there, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Who are you?
I'm Agent O'Donnell with the FBI.
Can you give your full name, please?
I'm Agent O'Donnell with the FBI.
Is that sufficient to identify as only one O'Donnell affiliated with the FBI?
In New Hampshire, yes.
Could you please state your full name, sir?
Could you please stop recording?
No. It's First Amendment right.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Could you stop recording?
Absolutely not. You can show me your name and identification, or I'm going to go back inside my house.
Okay. I don't really want to broadcast my...
Oh, this is going out right after you guys walk away.
So that's why I'm not going to...
So you can show me your name or ID. You can walk away.
We just want to talk to
I'm not going to talk to people who claim to be federal agents unless they can show me identification.
you see our badges.
I need to see. Is your full name on that badge?
No.
I'd like to see something with your full name, or I'm not going to talk to you.
I prefer you not to broadcast it.
This will be going online as soon as you walk away.
Well, all I want to do is talk to you about a post that was made
Well, I want to talk to you about you guys coming here. Say you make a salary of, I don't know what, low 100K. You guys making six figures? Factor in 50% expenses, overhead, maybe 100% expenses. Talking about burning a couple $100 an hour just here, let alone all the time you guys are spending to investigate something that you know is not against the law, right? Like you're familiar with. So then why would you come?
Because we wanted to make sure that there weren't any.
No, you're coming because you're part of a regime that does this kind of thing when you know laws aren't being broken, and that's an embarrassment, man. Didn't you guys read the Constitution? Do you not believe in America? Like, how do you do your jobs and go home?
We appreciate it.
You're walking away because nothing we did is against the law, and you guys are fuckheads that try to act like bullies. And I hope you go home and are embarrassed. You can't even say your name on camera because you know that what you're doing is embarrassing. You know Americans that believe in the Constitution think you're laughable. You go home and you think about what you did today. Go home and think about it, you cowards. Drive away. Drive away.
Thank you for your time.
You're not welcome. You should be embarrassed. Embarrassing. You guys are embarrassing.
New Hampshire. You want to speak on? You got something?
Well, man, yeah, I got a verse. You got some more on that?
Oh, no, that's pretty much it. I'll throw it in the chat. We can move on. You got it.
Now, in Luke chapter 21, verse 12, it says, "But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake." All right. And that's all a part of us preaching this gospel. That comes with preaching the gospel, persecution. That's a part of this thing of ours. All right. And you can't get around it. If you're looking to follow Yahushua's stead, hey, persecution come with that walk. So, this is the Lord speaking. He said, some of us will be delivered up. They say the synagogues, which was more so for back then, but it goes on to say, speaks about the being taken into prisons and being brought before kings and rulers for the Lord's name's sake. All right. So, this is coming. Them rulers will be the judges sitting behind that bench. Or who knows, but it's gonna come a time to where things are gonna get real serious. All of the game playing and the little stupid shit people are doing online. I'm talking about those who know they're Israelites playing around. All right, when the apostles laid out the entirety of the gospel, gave the world 100% truth. And then you got guys who we know, that just goes to show no one has free will. But we know that the Most High chooses our delusions. If you're going to be under a delusion, is because the Most High put you in that delusion, because the deceived and the deceiver are his. That's in the book of Job. What's that, 12?
Kind of 12.
12.
I get it, kind of. Let me see. I think it's like 12 and 12.
And 14, I believe. But if you're deceived, it's the Most High who deceived you. He said that in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Because you didn't have love for the truth. The truth is the apostles gave the world 100% truth. And if you're going around speaking anything other than what the apostles are saying, it's because you have not the love of the truth. So the Most High is going to choose your delusions and put you in deception so that you could believe a lie. So you can read it out.
Khan, it's Job chapter 12 and verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. the deceived and the deceiver are his.
You can speak on it.
Kind of straight to the point. Just showing the law control both sides. And see, that's the beauty of it, man. Esau, the Lord put him in a mind to think that he is God, right? That because he can control both sides of the story, you know, he could create wars in earth. He can have this group fighting against that group, talking about the elites and sit back and watch it play out. But it's beautiful because as he doing that to the world, people following his ways, the Lord got him in a trick bag. The Lord got him doing what the Most High want him to do.
That's right.
He been led right to his destruction, man. It's beautiful because the Lord made him feel like he a God. And the whole time, the God, the Most High is playing with you, man. So the deceived, so those who are being deceived, the Most High making you be deceived, and the deceiver are his, and the ones who causing people to go off, he made them cause people to go off.
Right.
You see?
That's right.
Kind of, if you ain't had nothing else, we can go to the next topic. All right. So I'm gonna move this video up. So now check this out. So as we go to the next portion, it says, what is it again? A systematic transformation. Now we're gonna read a little bit of this article, not read much. Now, the transformation, clearly we know is coming from leaving this old world and going to a digital system. Now, this was put out September 17th, 2 days ago, from the People's Voice. It said the world is on the cusp of a profound systematic transformation, says Klaus Schwab. The World Economic Forum's latest annual report identified a transition into the intelligent age. The rise of misinformation and demographic shifts to an aging world as key factors that are driving a profound systematic transformation. Now, it's 5 main pointers that they said was going to be the driving factors to change the world and the way we do things. So it says, according to the WEF founder and executive chairman, Klaus Schwab, the world is undergoing a profound systematic transformation, which is driven by 5 interconnected shifts. Let's see what the main things that we can expect to happen in this world, which is going to lead us into, as the East Edomites think, this new digital age. Let's see what they are. Let's see what their main focuses is going forward. So it says Life Site News reports in the introduction to the WEF annual report of 2023 and 2024. The WEF founder said that we were living in transformative times and that there were a handful of factors driving the systematic transformation. It says the 5 interconnected shifts include the first one, transition from industrial to the intelligent age. You got something on that one? Anything?
No, I don't.
Kind. That make me think of you know how they went from let me see, the four industrial revolutions, or the three so far. Let me see if we got a good picture of it. All right, let's use this one, because what he ultimately saying is that everything about to go digital, the Internet of Bodies. So look, the first industrial revolution, you know, you had the steam trains, steamboats, so on and so forth. Then the second one, you had electricity. You know, that's when you had the warehouses, you know, everything, gas, all that. And then the third, it says computing. Now, if the third was computing and we already there, technology, hey, you can FaceTime somebody on your wrist. What's the fourth one? Computing ain't enough no more. It's going to this digital stuff gonna have to be linked with man now. That's the next one. And we're gonna get it out of Klaus Schwab's mouth. But it says the fourth industrial revolution is intelligence. And ain't that what it said in this article? Yup. Transformation from the industrial to the intelligent age. Now, I'm gonna play this real quick. So this
artificial intelligence.
That's right. You got it.
Right. That's what they banking on. All right. Now we, the men of the Lord, we banking on the Most High's spiritual intelligence, pursuant to Isaiah 33:6, the intelligence of the wisdom and knowledge. But you got it out.
Con. So this is a quick video. I ain't gonna play it all. I just want to, because he's gonna say it early on in the video, but it's from Klaus Schwab himself. And he asked, this is a question they asked him. They said, what is the fourth industrial revolution? Because remember, the third was pretty much technology, computing. Let's see where they want to take it though. Let me make sure we plan it. Okay, cool. Let's play this real quick. Again, he talked funny, so I try to pull the captions up so y'all can, follow along.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity, and of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. And actually, it's not just a digital revolution, it's digital, of course, physical, it's nanotechnology, but it's also biological. And so 3D provides a particular force to this revolution. So what the World Economic Forum is doing is to promote this public-private cooperation to master the fourth industrial revolution.
Man, pretty much what that man said is that man about to be linked with machine. That's what he pretty much said. Then he even said that, yeah, and we gonna make this happen by a close group of small government groups, roughly paraphrasing what he said. We read that earlier, how everybody on board, the G7, NATO, America, the UK, 20 other nations that they ain't really named. But the thing I want, he says, not just gonna change technology, it's gonna change us. He said the people. I'm gonna get this real quick. You got some advertiser, Pa?
No, you good.
Kind of real quick. This what he talking about. This is how they think that's gonna happen. Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. It's the point. And he causeth all, remember, this is a worldwide thing. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And as we know, that's the charagma, man. That's that charagma. That digital grain of rice, when Esau going to want to put this into the people, which is the RFID micro C-HIP, when he put this thing in man, that's going to be his way of linking man with machine. Not as the apostle Tahar, he the first one I heard say this, being a part of the internet of bodies. Right now, that's the thing Esau say, but being a part of the internet of bodies, that's what he wants you to be a part of. So when it do come down to a smart city, you connected to it. And if not, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So his plan is to set up the infrastructure around the people to be digital. And then therefore, he going to force the people, if you want my services, you got to go digital too. If not, you could be cut off from the system. This is what they want to do. This is what they call a fourth industrial revolution, linking man with machine. And this is where we at. You got some other ties of power?
Well, just the fact he's saying that they're going into the intelligence age. That's what Job was talking about. You know, when he's about to fill his belly and all of that, he wants to take man into the intelligence age. But no, we coming into an age of righteousness, the golden age of righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
But with him saying that, that lets you know we're in the time Daniel spoke about, what the Most High told Daniel about, Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right, because we're in the age of knowledge, or as he stated, or a time, you know, as he stated, the age of intelligence. You know, but again, he's talking about artificial intelligence. But the knowledge is being increased for them to even have AI. So this book is unsealed. And this is because the Lord is getting ready to come back. For those who didn't know, this is why the prophets are prophesying. Jeremiah 28:8. We're prophesying against this great kingdom, all right, this global empire of the beast. Well, NATO and the EU. And this ancient Roman system. But that's all I had.
Come. Now we can finish it after this. But going back to the 5 main things that's going to take us to a new world. The first one, again, it says the 5 interconnected shifts include the transition from the industrial to the intelligent age. Next, it says 2, conflictual transitions from a unipolar to a multipolar world. 3, it says need to transition to a green economy. Now, what this mean? Put down that steak, put down that burger, pick up some bugs, Z-bugs, like Klaus Schwab say. You know, put that gas car away, get you an electric one. Matter of fact, put the car away, get a scooter and ride downtown. Because it's a 15-minute city now.
Right.
You know, stop walking. You use too much energy today, so we're going to take down your social credit score. Right, that's going to a green economy. And look, man, Esau make it seem like he care about the world. But him acting like he care about the world, that's his excuse to bring forth more laws. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The fourth, and look, the thing is, we seeing all these things though. They talking about going green. So how close are we? It says, and tell me what you think about this one, Elder Tazapah. Number 4, it says demographic shifts from a young to an aging world. What you think that means? Because when I read that, I'm like, okay, so a demographic shift, that's dealing with the people, I guess. But from a young world, we know Esau got an issue because, you know, the so-called minorities are multiplying. And this, I don't know, I may be wrong, but you could correct me. It says demographic shifts from a young to an aging world. And we know the old are them, the wicked growing old and their riches, as the scriptures say. But you think they're saying they'll be going from a society of all these young niggas to us ruling, or how you think they putting that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but we'll see though. But that's one of them in their plans. And the last one says number 5, a societal polarization and rise of misinformation. Now that word polarization, it says division into 2 sharply contrasting groups or a set of opinions or belief. And we seeing that right now. Just a quick one, Democrat and Republic. And also the rise of misinformation. This is all what they need to have an excuse to say, let's change the world now. You see? I ain't got to play the video. Or let's just see if he said it.
We are speaking not just about the 4th Industrial Revolution. We are speaking about the transition of humankind into a new era, which is not just characterized by technological change. A new era where humankind will enjoy many more opportunities and possibilities. It's a transition. It's a transition from we first had the transition about 100 years ago from the agricultural society to the industrial society. But today, we speak about the transition into what I would call the intelligent age.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
You got it.
No, I'm just thinking about it. That's possibly because, you know, the juice has sterilized a lot of people. So it may be saying that, you know, the age of reproducing and having children is over.
Man.
But like you say, we just have to wait and see, because that's kind of vague. But just going by looking at what's been going on, you know, and how they don't want people reproducing, that could possibly be what he meant, you know. And they just going they don't want people reproducing, and those who they choose to let survive or whatever, who get the green light to stay, they'll finish out their life, and then that's it, you know. No offspring. Esau wants the whole world for himself.
That's heavy.
But yeah, that was, you know, the only thing I could think right now.
Shit.
That was it.
Sound right to that's that's the whole point. But you know, I'm thinking of Amos the 3rd chapter. It says the Lord, you know, revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. You know, these things that Esau, you can't think as far fetched, like the Lord could, you know, it makes sense though, what you just said. Because we already know they're trying to stop birth rates and all that. And you know, the juice.
Yeah, the juice is shit. Sperm counts is low as it's ever been. And women that got that juice, they ain't producing eggs.
Man.
Or they producing deformed eggs. And you see how they pushing shit. Kamala partially campaigning or running on abortion. That was her strong suit. So, you know, it could be. We just have to wait and see.
But I'm gonna throw that one in the chat. Now that's man, makes sense. I'm gonna throw that one in the chat, and we can hit this last one. It ain't got much on it. Let's see. And it's the last segment. It says Operation Lockstep. Now we're gonna read this article, and now I got the whole document for brothers, you know, Akim Akwa, to check it out. I'm gonna put it in the chat, the whole document, if y'all want to look through it. Now, this is from shtfplan.com, you know, and this article came out today, September 19, 2024. Now, just the conclusion of the lesson, it started with the all nations getting together to stop free speech. Why? Right? Because the truth mainly, but also this will lead to more lockdowns, more authority from these governments. All of them agreeing it's going to lead to a one world government, which that's what we just spoke about. Klaus Schwab said it. It's a systematic change. The whole system going digital into a one world government. That's their plans. Now, Operation Lockstep, it says, is phase 3 being put in motion. Phase 3 is the last phase. Lockstep. Let's read a little bit of it. It says, a document published by the Rockefeller Foundation in 2010 titled, I just want to stop there. And that's to show you that Esau ain't just randomly doing stuff, man. These plans go way back to way before 2010. These plans that they had of of a one world government. Now, of course, just like the truth, I'm sure it grew over time and they added on to it. But them ruling forever, this been passed down from generations, man. What's the father of the Rothschilds? Before he died, he told them how to do business to keep themselves on top. But it says a document published by the Rockefeller Foundation in 2010 titled, check out the title, Scenarios for the Future of Technology and International Development. This way back then, Klaus Schwab was just speaking on this the other day. So it's happening. It says describe the possible ramifications of a pandemic. It's called the lockstep scenario. Imagine a world where national governments impose strict top-down control and authority in response to a global pandemic, which citizens complying with government restrictions. Let's read a little bit of it. It says the lockstep section, and I'm gonna look. I got the whole article right here for you. I'm gonna put in the chat right now. But it's the whole document from the Rockefeller document. It got some other stuff in it. It's a 54-page document. So, check it out at your leisure. I'm going to put it up in there. But let's read this article. It says the lockstep section detailed how countries might react to a global crisis, such as a pandemic, with varying degrees of government control. It discussed how more authoritarian governments might succeed in containing the virus by enforcing strict lockdowns, surveillance, control measures, while other countries with less centralized control might struggle to manage. It says the CV-19 was a catalyst for authoritarian control, right? And apostles, bishops, brothers been saying that. That was the jump start. That was them telling you, look, we ready to get this going. Because remember, when they say what it is, Project 2030, that's not them starting 2030 in 20. Well, that's not them starting their plans in 2030. They want to be done with all that, them ruling the sea hipping people, a digital society, and living good by 2030. So if they trying to do that by 2030, when they got to start? Now.
At least by 2025. But yeah, it's been little by little. Shit, since we've been here, they've been incrementally bringing it in, but they just recently been ramping up efforts. But next year, you're gonna see them move like a blitzkrieg. You're gonna see some shit in 2025.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's right. It says CV-19 was used as a catalyst for authoritarian control. The scenario in this booklet stated that during a pandemic, some governments could impose strict regulations and lockdowns, requiring citizens to comply without question. This centralized control will be successful in containing the pandemic. Over time, these control measures will become permanent. See that? Permanent. It says leading to increased government surveillance, just like what the Patriot Act, before 911, before they put TSA and all that and cameras everywhere. They ain't had, and I was a child, El Tazo can speak on it more than I can, but they ain't have cameras everywhere, TSA, but the Patriot Act came when after 911, when with the plane situation. Then they said, oh my God, we got terrorists, we scared. And the people got scared. They said, what y'all want us to do? Y'all want cameras everywhere to protect y'all? The people said, yeah. So they said, okay, we got a Patriot Act. Don't worry. Now you got cameras everywhere. You got TSA. You got your phone being tracked. Now you being surveilled.
Right.
So the same thing with this. You was about to say something?
No.
So the same thing with what we about to see now. Esau gonna make stuff happen. a small example was with the mask and all that during the lockdown. At first, it was optional. Then you can't come up in the store unless you got that mask. At first, the juice was optional. Then you can't do nothing unless you got the juice. So it says over time, these control measures will become permanent, leading to increased government surveillance, biometric IDs. That's another thing Klaus Schwab said in his video. Not just technology, but biological. Man and machine, technology and man. That's what he's talking about, man. We clearly, and how they gonna do that? Revelation 13. That's why these other camps, either they don't want to say the MOTB is a C-hip. They know it, man. You can't win a time where you ain't gonna better deny it. The world changing to prove what the scriptures say. The world around you is changing. The world around IUIC is changing to show, look, this is what it is. So this is what the Lord mean by Habakkuk 2 and 2. At the end of the show, speaking not lie. The world around you is proving the Lord prophecies to be true. Come on, man. So it says, over time, these control measures will become permanent, leading to increased government surveillance, biometric IDs, restrictions on freedoms, even after the endemic ended. It says the scenario also emphasized that the public will largely comply with these restrictions, following all orders given, viewing them a necessity to protect public health. Now let's read through it. So phase 1, and let's see which are we in, phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3. Now it might be they might run it back, because I believe the CV was a test run. They might run all this back again, but let's see what the phases are. Phase 1. Now, mind you, this is from a document that the Rothschilds had in 2010. Phase 1, the outbreak of a virus and the initial government response, such as lockdowns, travel restrictions, social distancing measures, often referred to as a trial run to test public compliance. Put the mask on. Phase 2, you want to say something on that, Elder Tazapal?
No.
Okay. Phase 2, escalation of fear through media coverage, leading to increased government control measures such as extended lockdowns, mandatory juices, and a restriction of civil liberties, free speech. Phase 3. This phase would involve a more permanent state of control, where extreme government measures, right, draconian type measures, it says, such as police and military enforcement. If a brother won't post 2 Esdras 15, but it says, as such as extreme police and military enforcement, forced juices, and what else? And digital IDs would be the norm. All we waiting on really is a phase 3. It says in this phase, there is a high level of poverty and a chance of economic collapse, food shortages, and further erosion of people's freedoms, leading to a more authoritarian, surveilled, heavy world. The WEF has been very brazen about this phase, using the endemic opportunity to supercharge their agenda, stating that the control of people's liberties is a positive step for us all. It says, as we are all witnessing to in these current times, top-down authority is starting to tighten its grip on every aspect of our lives, from the food we should consume to where and how we should travel, even to what we are allowed to say. Our finances are being closely monitored, and digital IDs is just around the corner for many, right? But it goes into, they play this, they call it their playbook, the Rockefeller playbook. And it's a 54-page playbook, and it's going to, right here, scenarios of the future of technology and international development. Put in the chat. But if you had some other Tazapal, you got it.
No. Did you have anything? I was looking at these precepts.
Yeah, brother's getting busy on I get this one. This second Ezra's 15 and 14. Yep. That warp speed. Hey, well, he know his time short. That's why he gotta speed up. Second Ezra's 15 and 14 from the brother Kazak Banya Hawada. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." In other words, these people gonna riot, come against the government, come against the president, vice president, the city council, and the Lord said the course of their actions is gonna stand in their power. There's power in numbers, so it ain't gonna be nothing that the government could do to stop it. That's why they're gonna have to call in reinforcement, call in mercenaries, call in the UN troops, foreign troops. And it says, "And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Meaning what? Lockdowns, checkpoints and lockdowns. Oh, you ain't got the C-hip, you can't come up in here. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that's one thing they said. Also, when they the third phase is gonna be a lack of food when the economy collapse, and digital IDs and military enforcement. You see,
Yep.
we in that time. But that's pretty much it.
Spiritual Arc 144K, he put up the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." All right. And how injurious is Esau Edom in his rulership? You know, he is the epitome of riches got by deceit. So it's no way the Lord is going to let this devil cement his position as a world ruler, you know, for no period of time. Actually, the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is coming next. We're going through we're witnessing a translation right now. All right, and we just hit a report what we see. You understand? But yeah, we are in the midst of a translation from a kingdom of darkness, wickedness, and unrighteousness to a kingdom of light. You know, a golden era of righteousness under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is what's coming. All right. So yeah, you say anything else? And to water to you brothers, man, for the precepts, man, them scriptures.
The
water.
Ain't the water again. But kind, I ain't got nothing else. You got it.
Oh shit, we can take it on home then. So, hey, with that, we pray that you brothers and the sisters that may watch, that was watching and may watch, were edified. And again, we're gonna give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. No honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the men that raised them up in righteousness, and peace and blessings to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. All right, stay strong, keep pushing. We know, what's that? Daniel 7 and 18, that they were not the saints, but keep holding on. If that's 7 and 25. For some reason, I get them to
7 and 25.
7 and 25. You know, we know that you brothers get you know, it gets tiresome. But that's why the Lord said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So as much as you can, stay in the spirit. You know, with your mind focused, you know, having your eye single, your mind focused on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And let's grind this thing out, you know, because they definitely the ops, Esau, Edom, the opposition, they're doing their part, you know. So we can't fail to do ours. And with that, to the next one, Shalom.
Hey, shalom. The water for tuning in. Shalom.